I'm very excited to be here today. Thanks for inviting me. As Anna mentioned, my name is Gonzalo. I'm the Google for Education, the head of Google for Education in Spain. And basically, the webinar for today will cover a beautiful and exciting topic that basically I think everybody is focusing in this age. And as Anna mentioned, is how we can take advantage of artificial intelligence in education and in a responsible way. Now I think it's more than 10 years that I work in Google, and it's really exciting. Before working in Google, I was working in a beautiful school. And before working in a school, I was engaged with different university researchers, working and training teachers and schools. Before we jump into the topic for today, I would like to share a little bit about our vision. Basically, because AI is transforming everything. And this is how, in the voice of our Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, AI is the most powerful and profound technology that humanity is working on. And it could be more profound than fire, electricity, or everything we have done in the past. We are living exciting moments, and I will just share with you a little example of it. Oh, sorry. Basically, this is a car that drives alone. This is called Waymo. It's a Google company, and it's one of the most transforming use case of AI nowadays in life. I don't know if you have ever tried it, but I really recommend in case you are traveling to the West Coast. Nowadays, Waymo is operating there, but it's really exciting and incredible. This is amazing. This has happened basically because Google is not only a technology company, but it's a science company. So I don't know if you heard about Google DeepMind. We will not talk a lot about DeepMind today, but I really recommend to people to basically research a little bit about what Google DeepMind is doing, how they are helping to move forward research, investigation, new discovery in science, in healthcare, and in other areas that are really, really making the difference. Just another more example about how responsible and how serious Google take AI is a very good news that happened early this year. Basically, Demis Hassabis and John Jumper, that are part of the Google DeepMind team. Actually, Demis was the founder and he's the CEO. They received the Nobel Prize this year. So this is another example on how we take serious technology. But going a little bit deeper, let's start making a little game. So you can imagine, and you can try, I guess, how many years did each of these technology take to get the first 50 million users? Airplanes, 68 years. Internet, 7 years. Maybe Facebook, one of the most famous social network and starting in this area, 3 years. And imagine Gen AI. When it was launched a few years ago, only 5 weeks to take the first 50 million users. This is really impressive, isn't it? And the reality is the world is expecting more and more people that can learn and use and implement and execute project, different roles and works using AI. This is a very recent insight from the World Economic Forum report that basically say that in 2027, 83 million of jobs like bank tellers or administrative roles could decline. But more than 79 million emerging roles are needed. And these roles are based in AI and machine learning specialists. So this is something that can help us and take a good decision to start learning ourselves, implementing AI literacy course for citizens, for schools, for teachers, for researchers, for workers, for everybody. This is a real opportunity for everyone. Let's take a little bit deeper into Gen AI for learning and education. Definitely, Gen AI, as we saw, is the next big shift. We started a few years ago, and if you remember when the personal computers arrived, I remember very well. I was in the school when I have my first personal computer. I think it was grade 6 or 7, and it was amazing. It changed everything I did, and it was really making the difference. I started, for example, to compose my own music or to play my first games, but even to write my first documents. Everything changed through when internet arrived. The possibilities were basically multiplied for a little numbers and exponentially. The tools and the connection and the communication and the collaboration I could get with internet. I remember too very well when I get my first mobile phone. It wasn't connected at the beginning. It was just, let's say, non-web phone. And I was starting sending SMS. But it was dramatically changed and transformative when I get my first phone connected with basically the internet and well, it was at that time an iPhone, but now I'm using a great Google Pixel, and it's really transforming the way it did. I was very impressed when I started to see how, for example, my tools, my productivity tools were enhancing security or enhancing powers when I started bringing the first artificial intelligence. But now, definitely, the big shift is generative AI. I'm pretty sure that you are already familiarized and you're using somehow some of the tools, but they're arriving basically in a lot of new ecosystem and in a new possibilities, even with robotics, that is really transforming everything. Basically, generative AI is used to create new content as much as you probably use text, image, music, code, or just a simple prompt. But the reality is that impacting a lot in the area of working, teaching, and learning, and it can dramatically make people more productive, collaborative, and creative. I liked a lot to when I usually go to meet some teachers or students or school directors or government presidents to show this to present the AI like this. Basically, I usually like to say that it's not only artificial intelligence, but it's EI too. Basically, it's an intelligent assistant for you. It's like Robin support Batman. Usually Batman take the decisions, or most of the time or every time, but Robin is always here to support and help Batman with ideas. This is how I really like it, and I see it. This picture and this similitude is not by me, it's from Pablo Garayzar from Universidad de Deusto, but I really take it and really like it. The reality is that AI is arriving everywhere, but especially for learning and education, it's been one of the most, let's say, area or industry that is adapting very well. 73% of teachers really think that enable AI is the first and the most important thing to do in this age. And it's really impressed, and I'm talking more a little bit about my experience. This is an insight from a few reports and research that we were investigating, that AI can save 53 hours average work in educators per week. That is really amazing. And most of the people in the higher education and K-12 feel burnout with his work. So this represents a really good opportunity to support teachers and support learners, not only to win time, but it's very important too, and this is a great decision to use AI to take advantage on basically the digital disconnection, or in the well-being. So AI is definitely making a difference, and is really a big thing. Of course, it can reduce workloads everywhere. Everywhere you are doing or working, focus and delivering excellent is a good way where AI can help. With this Control Insight, you can see that 37% of participating said that they can save between 5 and 10 hours per week too. So this is really making the difference already. And the reality is that Gen AI is being and is starting to be very present, even in faculties and teachers and students. So basically, receiving training in AI is some of the most request expectation for students at universities or high school. So this is really making the difference. Taking in consideration and taking the choose you want to do with AI, we offering from Google is based in a specific learning mode, learning LM. It's called Learn LM. We usually put easy names to things in Google. And basically our model for learning that is already embedded in Gemini is based on this incredible learning science principle when we define it and we design it. So inspired active learning is a big part of it. Manage cognitive load is really important too. Try to help and support in deeper the metacognition. That is really important too. We try to stimulate curiosity when we develop our solutions too, and we try to help at that level of the learner using it. So expect a good learning LM, a good model like Learn LM below your solution is a really important path. I would like to welcome you guys to the Gemini era. I don't know if you already use Gemini, but Gemini is our big model for everything. It can help a lot in chat, write, create, analyze, meet, and do a lot of stuff with Gemini. We call it the AI-powered assistant for education, and it's quite important in education aspect, but it's coming a lot in a lot of other verticals and industry, healthcare, hospitality. Well, anytime you do entrepreneurship, are really using Gemini. We will talk a little bit about Gemini today. I will show you a good use case of them, and then we will a little bit go into other tools that can help us to basically have an excellent in learning. Of course, I think transforming the way you work or you learn is something that not only depends on technology, and it always should be led by a person. And this is something that we do. But something very important is with Gemini, you can feel very, very, very secure and private, because this is some of the most important thing we do. Basically, today we will talk a little bit about two tools. So the Gemini app that you can see here, and we will go directly to demo. And if you want, you can open your Gemini. It's quite easy to access it. It's to Gemini app. You only have to type in your browser gemini.google.com. It's free, and if you are using an education or a corporate account, it has, as I mentioned, data protection, and it's below GDPR, so it's GDPR compliance too. So it's a quite important thing to come with. And for the second half of the session, we will use Notebook LM. I don't know if you have ever heard about Notebook LM, but it's really a super powerful tool for investigation and other things. And I'm pretty sure that you will like what we were doing together to basically have this active learning in a good way. Well, as I mentioned, important is a core service for us, Gemini, in Google Workspace, and this is available in more 40 languages. So it's quite important. And a student for age from 14 in the case of Spain, or 13 and plus, can access and use it. So if you're a student, you are attending here, you can, if you are older than 13, you can use it, of course, below all the compliance and everything. So taking a little bit about Gemini and sharing something. Below Gemini, we have already the most powerful model that we have in this moment is Gemini 2.5 Pro. And as I mentioned, is a model and it's an LLM that is having one of the best performance in different areas like math, science, or reasoning and learning. So this helps us a lot to learners that want to lead by their curiosity, learn or do different things using the technology. This is something very very useful to mention, and we will take a look on that. I'm talking now about gems to personalize AI expert and build your own in a specific topic, like lesson planning if you're an educator, or personalized learning path if you are a student, or get your research assistant in a specific topic if you are a researcher. And of course, if you are an administrator, streamline communication or streamline your workloads could be really amazing too. So a part of Gemini, I will show a little bit about Gems, that is a custom AI internally in Gemini. Another good resource that we will take a look today in action is Gemini Deep Research, the functionality of Deep Research. And this is basically a powerful research that show the build a proper research plan, and you can start, and this is connected with the web and analyze for you and create really incredible deep research related to everything you want to know or discover about. A good example of it is I usually use it in my personal life when I want to start learning about something. So I definitely do it, and having the deep research at the beginning is quite good. Of course, there's another few use case, and it's quite good, and you can try it. And another thing that we will take a look today that is super powerful in the Gemini app is the function called Canvas. It's a new interactive space where you can take advantage to create things and to refine and iterate code if you want. It's really impressed. I don't know if you ever tried, but we will take a free working tour today, and we will enjoy a lot. So now it's time to go into the demo of Gemini. I will start show a little bit it, and I hope you will enjoy. In the meantime, I don't know if someone has any question or want to ask something. Maybe it's a good way to act. I want to do it a little bit interactive. So now I'm reading you. So in case you want to put some message in the chat, I'm reading you too. So happy to host it. Can everybody confirm that you can see now my Gemini app?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. Yeah. So here is Gemini. It's quite easy to use. So basically, here you can ask everything, and you can activate different options. Here in the left menu, you can access to your gems that we will take a look later, or maybe to the recent things you were doing. Okay, and here in setting and helps, you can basically change some themes, read some apps that you have could be connected, or maybe make some safe info. This is good because you can personalize. If you provide to Gemini information, he can adapt to the information that you share with him. For example, I will try and I will add. I think I did previously in Spanish, but I can add that I'm Gonzalo Romero, the head of Google for Education Iberia. Basically, giving this information, you can give a lot of different information. This will, basically adapt a little bit more on that. Okay. Let's go into the action. Basically, now it's telling to me that with Canvas we can create, write, and add some code, but anytime. I will start with a very very easy thing. I will try to do a personal. Imagine I'm a student and I want to do a personalized learning. Right? So basically, I will copy the prompt here that I'm preparing, and the prompt says that I'm a visual learner. Can you, Veronica, mute?
So, wait a second. I think someone has their mic on, so please, can you turn off the
You
mic?
can
Yeah, it's Veronica.
name yourself as a host.
It's Veronica. Yeah, now. Thank you. Thank you, Veronica Axonova. Well, coming back. Imagine I'm a student and I want to learn a little bit about the human circularity system. So what I was asking to Gemini in this case is I'm a visual learner studying, and I want to study the human circularity. Basically, I ask a simple study guide for me, including analogies, ideas, or diagrams that I can draw, and suggest some videos in case it can explain to me in 5 minutes. So I submit it. Basically, Gemini will start thinking about it. So you can even show the thinking he's doing. He's structuring the study guides and organize the visuals in this case. And he is already creating this beautiful study guide for me, right? As I ask that I'm a visual learner, he's already including beautiful image for me that are aligned with maybe with one of the topics that it's expected from my side to learn. And basically, you can see it. Then there is a good explanation about the main circuits we have in the circuit, basically, and some ideas of diagrams that I wanted to do. And regarding YouTube, basically, you have some engaging video that you can take here, right? Imagine, for example, that in this case, I want to, something that is differentiated everything with Google is that I can, for example, share and export it. So basically, I can share the conversation with some colleague or with my teacher or with anybody. I can draft in an email, but I can export to a Google Doc too. So this is very impressive because just basically with 2 clicks, I say to export, and I have here already in a Google Doc, and I can interact or I can share it or I can work with this in a very structured way. So this is very powerful in the learning path, right? This is a good example of this, right? Imagine that, for example, now I say, please, I want to go deeper in this ask or request. Please make a resume summary in a chart or in a spreadsheet style. Okay. And now Gemini is working, and hopefully he will write a table for me. That is quite easy and quite good, right? And you can export it and do basically in a Google Sheet too. This is the magic, for example, where Google is connected and the ecosystem is working really well, right? Imagine that, for example, you want to go now. Let's try and take a look on GEMS, like a personalized learning coach. So here, if you go to the area of GEMS, you can explore GEMS, right? And explore GEMS can basically give to you, for example, some pre-made GEMS made by Google. Okay, so you can, for example, if you want to have a career guide, you can start using and place questions for everything related from your growth or your personal or professional development, or you need someone that help you in brainstorming. So you can use already, or you need a coding partner, you can use already the pre-made GEMS made by Google. But in this case, what we want to do is because we want to have, for example, a tutor for science secondary school tutor, right? In a very easy way, you can put the instructions in your words and go here to the Gemini rewrite instruction. This is magic because I like to call it Meta Gemini. Basically, you can use it to reveal in a fine-tuning way your science secondary school science tutor, right? So this build a prompt at the secondary, and you can see it's really magic. Act as a science secondary tutor. Your primary goal is to help students in secondary education, typical age between 11 and 18, understand science concept across various disciplines, including biology, chemistry, or physics, right? So in a very good way, we can call the same name if you want, the science tutor, right? And we can basically, here you can have a preview of it. You can start even try a little bit, but we will save it because we will use it a lot. Imagine we are a secondary student and we want to use it every day. So I basically save, and we have already created our secondary tutor. So basically, if you come here, you can see the science secondary tutor, so we can access very quick to them, right? And imagine here, well, you can place everything you can imagine. So for example, I want to learn about, I don't know, maybe a good topic of science could be photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, right? So the tutor on the gem will basically start placing question for you, and he can start working. So you can start doing this and start working with this, and basically you can start placing question. What are the cycle of photosynthesis? Right? Oh, I think I write wrong. Well, I'm typing and, but well, you will see that you can ask, you can place any question, and he will in a good way basically help you to understand, right? And there, here we are. We have, for example, photosynthesis is just in a single event. It's a two-part process, and you can start working with this. Imagine you want to you learn the content and you want to test a little bit how much you know about it. So you can ask to your own gems, could you create 10 questions about it to assess my learning about? And basically, your gem could start placing questions for you, and you can start working with it. And here, for example, is at the question. You can take a look. And after that, you can say like, answer these questions to validate after my answers. And basically, he should answer the questions and provide you the right answer, and you can check or validate. This is quite good. This is a good example on how you can use gems to build your own learning. It's really impressive. I hope you like it. Coming back, I will start with a new chat in this case, and let's try. Okay, this is it's updating every day, so we have the new pro model, so we can use it. Imagine you are now a teacher that a student that want to know more about basically skills needed for your future, right? I will start working now with a prompt to show another difference function, right? So in this case, I'm a student that want to decide my learning path, and I want to improve my skills for 2013, especially related with AI technology. I'm asking to create a learning plan for a high school student, in this case, connected with free online resources and get started. Look what happened when I do it. I do submit, and basically this will start doing a learning path for me, in this case, basically regarding the specific 2030 job market skill expected, and we can take a look at artificial intelligence and machine learning is one of the most: data literacy, digital literacy, complex problem solving, creative innovation, and emotional intelligence. You have here your path, a simple learning plan for high school students with the different tools that you can use. For example, the things on the topic that are important to learn, and basically you can start working on your plan here, right? This is quite good. Imagine now, for example, we want to create a report. I'm a school director, create a report about it to present to my school's teachers, right? Basically, what it will do is do a report to present the 2013 skills learning plan to all the teachers and staff, right? Well, basically, I think he's working a little bit on different areas and different things as a report, and this is quite practical and useful, right? Well, this is a good thing. He remembered that I'm Gonzalo because I provided information before, so good thing on that. Well, we have something that we can again take a look on and explore on docs. This was doing a little bit research because we can see the sources that could be used in this case. Well, in this case, it's the info I saved it. So because of that, it take a source. And basically, we can listen if you need it or copy or whatever, right? But imagine in this case, we want to go a little bit deeper with that. Now I want to show how powerful is Canvas. Basically, I will activate Canvas and I will say, create a report to place in the school webpage, for example. So using Canva, magic will happen again because Canva will start working and coding for me. And in this case, this maybe will start using different things of stuff. Now, for example, what Canva is doing is putting in a doc form, right? I can elaborate or change lanes or change the tone or suggest edits here, but the magic happens when I go to this create button. So basically, what Canva did as a previous step is basically put all together in one place. I can even interact and change or modify or whatever. But in this case, something quite good is that I can create different things and stuff. And now, for example, imagine I want to create an infographic about it. And Canva is my creative assistant, will start working and create an infographic for it. And it's really powerful and amazing. It will take a little bit of time, but basically with this, we will see a beautiful infography to place in our webpage. Hopefully, let's put some time, or let's expect a few seconds, and we can dive. You can see now Canva is starting to coding in my place. I don't know if you code or is any coder in the room, but this usually blow mine. So basically, it's really amazing how it's powerful to start creating code. And basically, as you can anticipate, some emojis will be in the final product, and it's really beautiful. Remember, I just basically did a learning to 2030 job skills path. Then I, as a school director or university director, I just asked them to make a communication for my teachers. And now I asked to them basically to create an infography. And look how amazing it is. This is the result of the code that Canva did for me. You can basically take it and put it in everywhere, right? But imagine, look, it's really impressed how the infography is ready. How the graphs are, basically aligned with the little research and ask I did. How important, for example, are these 3 topics, and how important, for example, are the other things of stuff. But the result is really incredible because I asked it a learning plan, and you can see even like a learning pathway in visual defined, and it's really incredible, right? You can use even some of the resources put here. So basically what you can do is in share, you can basically take it and place everywhere. Well, this is how basically you can do. You can even basically take all the code. I will take all the code in this case, okay? And you can, for example, go to personal sites.google.com. That is a very easy platform to create your own web page. Well, I'm having some issues here, but I don't know. I will create, and in a very easy way, you can embed the code. Basically, paste it, and this will create your infography, and you can insert in your web page. It's really impressive because it's responsive. So you can even it's even let's take a look in different previews, because even for your mobile web, this is already ready. So you can use in your mobile, and this will adapt, or it can even adapt to your tablet skills. So super powerful in this case, Canva. One of the most magical thing it came in the last days in Canva is this button that you can find here. So again, the Meta AI or Meta Gemini, after creating your own content and your own infography, you can include Gemini again. And basically, Gemini will be part of the function of your infography. So you can include generative AI inside your content you created. Imagine, for example, you want to prepare a resume of your PhD, for example, or you want also a final project presentation. You can even make and do the delivery in digital, including Gemini, in case, for example, a teachers in an assessment can place natural questions inside the infography you did. So again, super powerful tool, and this is really impressive and amazing. Yeah, I think is for Gemini today is still a good free working tool. This is a very powerful, excellent learning, because as I mentioned, you can use it for investigate about anything you want, and even to assess your knowledge in a very direct way. This is super powerful, and you can use Gemini app too in your phones. It doesn't matter if you're using, for example, iPhone or Android in this case, and this is really powerful. Look, this is quite good, because it should be here, for example. You see, when we asked to bring Gemini about the infography I did, basically he included this new case for me, and it can generate ideas, for example, in some of the future things I want to do. Imagine I want to be a astrophysics researcher. You can use the Gemini and the AI inside too. So, for example, if you want to do a cosmic data alchemist or astro AI system architect, maybe this career still doesn't, but well, it's some way to start using and testing the AI here. So this is basically Gemini. I want to go a little bit deeper and present to you before the end of this webinar another great, powerful tool that can help us in excellent in learning. I don't know if you heard about NotebookLM. So can someone put in chat if you were if you're aware, or have you ever used NotebookLM? I don't know if I can see the message here. Yes, okay. Jadre. Oh, Teresa has used it too. Super. So basically, this is a personalized AI learning or teacher companion, and very designed to have your insight in mind. And the difference between Gemini with Notebook LM is basically you can use and you reduce all the interaction with your content. This is super powerful. Notebook LM is one of the agent that you can start using with Gemini. Now the next step is Agentis. So it's coming super fast, but Notebook LM is already a final product that you can start using with secure and use your things. Basically, again, this is very important. Notebook LM is personal, so your data is not used to train the model, and you don't need to basically erase nothing because the model is below the app and all the content is isolated, so nothing go out. Something very to take in mind too is that you can use your own resource, and we will take a look about it, and it will be very curious and super. And now there is a new functionality that even if you don't have your own resources, you can ask to Notebook LM to make a research in the web about any topic, and you can start working with this. This tool is used for many different use cases you can imagine, and it's very powerful. Usually, users are providing very good feedback. What keeping in mind when we were designing Notebook LM is that we can do the content, the resources you want to work with more approachable with different tools like audio overviews or studying guides or table of content or timelines or briefing docs. Basically, this is a great powerful tool to help us in learning, in excellent learning, because we can use with everything. And a very recent announcement with it is that of course it's multimodal at the beginning, but now it's multilingual. So you can use a lot of languages to basically work with it. It's very easy to use, as I mentioned. So basically, you can include all the resources you want to learn about or you want to research about, and then you can start working with the chat or with creating theme or stuff, and it's really nice. And of course, as I mentioned, there are many use cases for Notebook LM. So it could represent an AI teaching companion. One of my best friend's son is now at the university, starting this year, and he was using Gemini to put all the school notes or all the different subject notes, creating a Notebook LM for every subject he was working with. And anytime he has any kind of that, he directly asks into the Notebook LM, for example, of economy or maths, and it's super powerful because most of the times he can answer his own questions. And this is powerful because if you want to know deeper about any other concept, you can use it. So this is really good to use in a different ways, and I'm pretty sure that you will find the right use case. It's very easy to start. Again, if you type in your search in your browser notebooklm.google.com, you can join it, and it's really powerful. I will jump into Notebook LM now to make a demo for you, and we can take a free working tour here again. So basically, this is the interface of Notebook LM. You can see here all your different notebooks. Well, you can see that I was doing different notebooks around it to show different use cases in different languages. So, for example, you can see here in Portuguese, but you can see here in English, or you can see here in Spanish or English somehow. So this is super powerful. Very easy to use. You just need to go, if you want to go into some of the Notebook LMs, you just need to click on it. And if not, you can create a new one. So I will start doing a new one. In this case, when you start it, you can basically upload your own resources, as I mentioned. So you can add your own files, your Google Docs, website, even YouTube videos, or even your copy test to do it. That could be quite interesting. But in this case, I would like to discover resource. I want to interest in something. So I will ask if someone in the chat can, for example, put anything that want to learn today, if possible. Well, I don't see any message, so I will do on my way. I was doing my Erasmus in Krakow, so I never tried it. Let's see what happened. I'm interested in the city of Krakow. Let's see what happened. So basically, when I click on submit, it's starting to discover resources in the web for me, and it's really superpower. So you can see here different topics: Wikipedia, exploring the Babel Castle, nice. The Kashmir, old Jewish quartier, that is really nice. Everything. So I will just use it and import it as an example. Okay. So basically, here is all the resources I discover. I can add my own ones. So this is quite good. The chat is here, and I can start doing my stuff. Now the system, the notebook LM, is taking a look on the resources, and as soon he will finish, he even give a title for it. So discovering Krakow history, culture, and modern life. In a very easy way, I can do a mind map for it. So clicking it basically maybe will try to do a mind map in this case. And I can start typing here. For example, let's see, like I want to learn what are the top spots or monuments. Let's say the top 5 monuments I should visit in my first time in Krakow. Let's see what happened. I'm just already chatting with the system, with my learning assistant in this case, because I want to learn a little bit about the beautiful city of Krakow, and this will basically start giving me answer, right? So as you can see here, for the first time in Krakow, the source high level spot monuments are the main square, Rinek, very good, Santa Maria Basilica, or Subnice, impressive cloak hall, it's true. The Babel Castle, that's really impressed. Casimir, that is the Jewish district, and other things, for example, like Oscar Sinder Factory Museum, it's beautiful. The beautiful things here is that you have linked all the resources here, so you can easy ask and be here, and it's super nice and powerful. I don't remember if you remember, but I was clipping to create a mind map. So now I can do a mind map on myself, and you can see very easy different topics that this research around Krakow can be. So what about the 20th century and present? And well, you can start seeing different things and different important moments that happen here. So Krakow is a beautiful city to visit, and now with LearnLM I can even save notes or basically start reading about it. I can do a study guide, a briefing doc, an FAQ. Imagine I want to study on myself about Krakow. So this is super powerful for every content you can imagine. As I remember, this is one of the most used learning assistant and research assistant right now for people. I saw some comment from Teresa on how to create a podcast. What I did basically, I was working in some in some others demos. What I want to do is basically, okay. So I was preparing a podcast demo because it's one of the most famous feature about Notebook LM. Imagine, for example, someone want to ask to you about any kind of report or paper or research. You can upload here in Notebook LM. You can only select this. For example, in this case, I was selecting the benefit of a 4-day school week. And you cannot even need to go into deep on that, but even you can listen it. So let me share with you this example, and that is really impressive. Well, really, really impressed and really powerful. Someone asked about how to create a podcast. So I will do very quick because I'm not sure how we are on time because we are starting a little bit late. If we have some time or not, but I will try it, and you can post Anna in the message if we have 5 minutes more, or we should finish. How to create a podcast was a topic suggested. So basically, we can take a look on how it could be. You have different guides, you have tips for beginners, everything. So basically, you can import it, and you can start building your own podcast creation assistant with these resources. You can have your own, so it's quite good and could be amazing, right? So here again, what are a good setup suggestion for build my podcast station at home? Well, if you're curious, you can start doing that. Here is the area where you can do a podcast about how to do a podcast. So this could be good and nice too. But well, here is infinite limit where you can interact with Gemini and Notebook LM, building things and stuff. So this is quite good, and this is quite useful, or very useful, to be honest. What are you? How I can use Notebook LM in my professional life? I try to use it in very different ways. I can add different reports of the industry. I can try to. It helped me a lot to analyze data. You can connect here some YouTube videos maybe, and you can after a few conferences and take the most important message from one thought leader. Well, I really use in my professional life a lot Notebook LM, even to build a narrative for some of my keynotes or presentations. It helped me to be creative. And one of the things I do too is I usually have a team development Notebook LM in my professional account, and I use it to help me to help my team and combine them in their growth and their success. So it's super powerful for everything you can imagine. So basically, I think I will back into the presentation because we are almost on time. And again, remind you that Notebook LM is a super powerful tool. Before maybe going into some question, if we have time, we need to do this feedback survey. So please take your phone and do the feedback because it's very important from the organization and from the project. So please do it now. And then, I don't know, Anna, if we have some minutes to play some questions, or what do you think?
Yeah. Just a quick reminder to everyone, first of all, that before the session ends, please write your name in the group chat along with the name of the organization that invite you. And yeah, as Gonzalo said, please scan the QR code and you are going to fill a form for the feedback of the session. And yeah, if anyone has any question, you can write it on the chat below. So feel free. Also, I want to thank Gonzalo for his time and also for the value of the information that he shared with us. So thank you so much, Gonzalo. We appreciate it.
Maybe I was very ambitious and maybe I covered a lot, but I wanted to make sure the audience has a good vision from Google on how we see the powerful of AI in learning and in other areas. And I hope everybody at least has a free working tour on Gemini and Notebook LM. That is.
I think it's really interesting, knowing all these Google AI related tools. So So like all of us, we can use this one in our daily life. So I think it's like really useful for everyone.
Just a reminder for everybody, because I see people is writing his names to make sure all the foundations are represented. You can use in your phone too. It's very impressive. You can use Gemini as an assistant in your phones. It doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or an Android, and it's super powerful. This has a new functionality called Gemini Live, so you can even start conversating with your phone about any kind of topic, and it's really useful too. And you can use your camera. Imagine how powerful it could be with people that had special needs in somehow or different needs. So I really invite to all the audience to try Gemini and give an opportunity to Gemini. We know that we weren't the first bringing AI, but we were very cautious, and now our system is very secure. Gemini is super secure, and is a good way to use AI in a responsible way. So hopefully everybody can take advantage of Gemini and not Google M.
Sure, I think it's really, really good. So also thank to all the participants who are with us today, who joined this session. And if anyone has any question, maybe it's all for today.
Very
Will
quickly,
be
Anna. So sorry.
yes.
I have a quick question. It's more of a comment. First of all, Gonzalo, Gina, Anna, thank you very much for organizing a very, very insightful webinar. I'm a user of Gemini, so I really can say that it has a real impact on my life. So definitely helps me a lot in my daily work. And as a user and also as a learner, I can see, the before and after, and how many processes have been automatized in a way that I actually learn a lot. And the podcast is something that, I'm also learning by doing. So that's why I asked, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And Gonzalo, maybe it's a bit like a more futuristic question, that you are working at Google Spain, Iberia. You also bring all this teaching experience, which I think adds a lot of value probably to your work, because you also have the experience of the students, teachers at the same time, all this super learning environment that can be very challenging. So future question. How do you see the evolution of Gemini, all this AI in the next years? Because it feels that it was like 2 years, 3 years ago that all of this landed into our lives. It has transformed us in a way that I think for good, has improved so many processes that it took us long time, and now everything is more efficient, which personally I believe has a positive impact. We can organize our time better and more efficiently. So just opening the road to the future. How do you see things evolving? Maybe at Google, from your experience, more generally speaking about AI, what is your vision?
Sure.
And again, thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
No, you're welcome. De nada. So this is a very, very, very good question, Teresa. Basically, I think we are at the beginning of the AI, generative AI area. We see now that agents and assistants, intelligent assistants, are coming more and more into our life. I think it's very important to make sure every time we use AI should be to do some kind of innovation in a responsible way. So it's quite important. We need to, and we as a users we need to be very very rigid with this, because data should be used in secure platform and in a responsible way, and models should be built like this. So we are very, very committed on doing it, right? Now you see that a system like Gemini are in some of our devices. So a laptop, a phone. I think the future Gemini will be present in more different places too. So imagine in your car, you can use Gemini to plan your trip to some place, and at the same time, the system of your car can provide you, for example, some recommendations to visit at the same time, or you can place questions even when you're using the technology in the car. Gemini maybe will arrive too, and I think it's already public in robotics. So imagine a robot can use all the learning model that Gemini has built in from decades and can help people and help humans to do different tasks. And I think it's something good. I think the maybe short-term evolution about AI, generative AI, is already here with us, is the agentic. So I think agents are growing fast and are helping people a lot using it. So I think it's a good part for the next future too that will happen. And definitely I think AI and generative AI will make better life to people, because as I mentioned previously, Google is not only a technology company, but Google is a scientific and science company too. So we research a lot, and we do partnership with different universities and different companies or different institutions of healthcare, for example, in investigating. I can mention, for example, AlphaFold project or other projects that are really accelerating the investigation, the research, and for example, new medicines to solve some of the most important maladies that we have now, or maladies, right? So what I'm seeing is that definitely AI is a thing. As Sundar mentioned, is one of the most powerful technology we see. So I'm seeing that we will be more familiarized in short term with AI, and we will see everywhere helping and making life better and easier. But we need to be very conscious and remember that all the decisions should be made by person. So we live in a of course in a society and a world of people and persons. So AI should be only a support and a help for make better decision as a persons, and we will need to be very conscious and respectful with the use of AI too. You're welcome.
Thank you. Gracias.
So I think now, thank you so much to Gonzalo again, and thank you to all the participants. I think there's no more questions for today, so thank you so much for being here.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. We can see in LinkedIn or in other places or maybe event in person. And thank Fundación Diálogos.